They say Hollywood is the land of dreams, but if you look close enough, it's also the land of illusions. Bright lights, flashing cameras, the red carpet rolled out for glamorous stars, everything appears perfect from the outside. But behind those velvet ropes, behind the carefully staged interviews and million-dollar smiles, lies a reality so dark, so twisted, and so unsettling that very few dare to talk about it. This is the story of fame, fortune, and the hidden price that Hollywood demands from those who chase immortality on the silver screen. From the very beginning, Hollywood was built as a factory of illusions. Back in the 1920s, when the first studios started turning dusty California land into dream-making machines, they weren't just producing movies, they were producing gods and goddesses for the modern age. The faces of actors and actresses became larger than life, projected onto screens that made them look immortal. But what no one outside the system truly realized was that these icons were carefully manufactured, their images tightly controlled, and their real lives often stripped away piece by piece. The industry figured out very early that to make stars shine brighter, you have to hide their flaws, bury their mistakes, and sometimes completely erase their true identity. Contracts were brutal. Studios decided who you dated, what you wore, even what your name was. Many of the stars you know by their glamorous screen names had completely different identities before Hollywood reshaped them. And if you refused to play the game, the system had ways of making sure your career ended before it ever truly began. But the darkness goes even deeper. For every glittering Oscar night, there are countless stories of young actors lured into a system that chewed them up and spat them out. Promises of fame turned into contracts of exploitation. Behind closed doors, powerful figures pulled strings, demanded silence, and ensured that scandals were covered up. Some say Hollywood has always thrived on secrets, secrets that, if ever fully revealed, could shatter the golden image forever. Take the countless mysterious deaths. Talented actors and musicians at the peak of their careers suddenly gone, their stories wrapped in official reports that never quite matched the reality. Marilyn Monroe, found dead under circumstances that still spark debate decades later. Brandon Lee, son of martial arts legend Bruce Lee, killed on a movie set in what was described as a tragic accident, but to this day, many whisper about conspiracies and unanswered questions. Heath Ledger, adored for his incredible talent, gone too soon with whispers that the intensity of his roles consumed him. Each of these deaths raises a haunting question: was it truly fate, or was it something darker about the price of fame? And then there are the stories of those who vanished not from life, but from the spotlight. Promising stars who disappeared after daring to speak out against the system. Whistleblowers who hinted at things they had seen behind the curtain, things too disturbing for the public to ever know, only to suddenly fade into obscurity, never to be given the stage again. Some of these people tried to fight, tried to reveal the truth, but in Hollywood, silence is currency, and those who control the money also control the narrative. But why do people keep walking into this world, knowing the risks, knowing the sacrifices? Because Hollywood offers something nothing else can: immortality. The chance to live forever in the minds of millions. A role in a single movie can turn someone into a legend, remembered long after they are gone. And that promise is powerful enough to make people ignore the shadows creeping behind the spotlight. The reality is, Hollywood doesn't just build stars, it builds myths. And myths often require sacrifices. That's why so many stories of actors and actresses sound eerily similar: the meteoric rise, the overwhelming pressure, the sudden fall, sometimes tragic, sometimes simply forgotten. It's a cycle that repeats again and again, because the machine never stops. As one star fades, another is manufactured to take their place. The show must go on, no matter the cost. Now, let's talk about the hidden networks of power that keep this machine running. It isn't just about directors and producers. It's about executives, financiers, and gatekeepers who decide what stories get told, and who gets to tell them. Hollywood likes to sell the idea of freedom and creativity, but behind the scenes, it's often about control and influence. Entire careers can be made or destroyed in a single phone call. If you're in the good graces of the powerful, you rise. If you fall out of favor, the doors close faster than you can imagine. And then, of course, there are the darker rumors, the whispers about cult-like circles, secret parties where the lines between reality and fiction blur, and the suggestion that some of the most successful stars may have paid their dues in ways the public could never imagine. Are these stories real? Or are they myths that the public creates to explain the strange and tragic turns of Hollywood lives? Maybe it's a mix of both. But the fact that these rumors never truly die says something about the industry itself, something about the aura of mystery it carefully cultivates. Think about the symbolism constantly woven into movies, music videos, and performances. Certain images appear again and again: the all-seeing eye, broken mirrors, masks, references to deals with the devil. Are these just artistic choices, or are they subtle nods to the hidden truth? Generations of fans have debated whether Hollywood is simply playing with imagery or if the industry is leaving behind a trail of clues, daring us to see the real story behind the fiction. But perhaps the most chilling truth is not found in the conspiracies, but in the human stories. The countless actors and actresses who sacrificed normal lives, families, and mental health for the pursuit of fame. The child stars who grew up in the public eye, forced to become products before they even understood who they were. The comedians who made millions laugh while battling depression behind the scenes. The singers who filled arenas with energy, only to retreat into loneliness when the lights went out. Hollywood loves to sell perfection, but it's built on human beings who are anything but perfect. And when the pressure of that illusion becomes too heavy, cracks appear. Sometimes those cracks lead to comebacks, but far too often, they lead to tragedies that remind us the cost of living in the spotlight can be unbearable. So why do we, as the audience, keep coming back? Because Hollywood is not just an industry, it's a mirror of our own desires. We want heroes. We want stories that make us believe in something bigger than ourselves. We want to escape our daily lives and lose ourselves in the dreams that only movies can create. And as long as we crave those dreams, Hollywood will keep feeding them to us, no matter the hidden cost. But the question remains, if every dream has a price, who's really paying it? The stars who give everything they have? The audience who believes in the illusions? Or the unseen hands pulling the strings, counting the profits while the lights shine brightest on stage? Maybe the truth is, Hollywood has never really been about art alone. It has always been about power. The power to shape culture, to control narratives, to influence how people think and feel. And when something holds that much power, it's only natural that darkness will gather around it. Next time you see a celebrity smiling on the red carpet, or a blockbuster movie breaking records, remember, there is always more to the story than what you're shown. Behind the glitter and the gold lies a machine that has been running for over a century, a machine that demands sacrifices, thrives on secrecy, and ensures the show always goes on. Hollywood is the land of dreams, yes. But it is also the land of shadows. And if you dare to look closely, if you dare to question the illusions, you may begin to see that the truth about fame is not about living forever, but about how much of yourself you're willing to lose just to be remembered. Because in the end, the spotlight does not just shine, it burns. And the brightest stars are often the ones consumed the fastest. So the next time you watch a movie, the next time you cheer for a star on stage, ask yourself, what did it really cost them to stand there? And are we, as an audience, complicit in keeping the cycle alive? Maybe Hollywood's darkest secret is not what it hides from us, but what we choose not to see.